Hey YouTube family, it's your girl Rachel and I'm back with Italian Soul Sister. Today I'm going to make the highly requested, much coveted lasagna for you. Now I do a lot of cooking and I make a lot of things, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Lasagna is my signature dish. So this is actually one of a 3-part series where I'm going to show you different types of lasagnas that you can make and how versatile it is. We're going to have some fun today, folks. Let's get started. Okay guys, here's a few of the ingredients you're going to need. I have here turkey burger. This is going to be a turkey lasagna we're going to prepare for you today. And we have turkey burger and turkey sausage. That's just Meyer brand. And we have sweet Italian sausage, 2 links here. I usually use 3 links if I don't have leftover meatballs from anything. But I got hungry and I ate one. We also have a package of turkey pepperoni here. Also, we have some curly leaf parsley. We have 1 medium-sized sweet onion. We have 1 medium-sized bell pepper. We have 1 metal lasagna pan, because I'm going to share that. We have 2 jars of sauce here, 1 cup of ketchup. This will be 1/2 a cup, or yeah, 1/2 a cup of lemon juice that I'm going to put in this thing here. And we have 1 full package of lasagna noodles. These are just regular Meyer brand lasagna noodles. And then let's move on to our spices. Our spices will be smoked paprika. You guys know I love that stuff. Black pepper, coarse ground black pepper, cayenne pepper, garlic powder. This is just Hawaiian sea salt. And this is Italian seasoning. Also, we're going to use, this is going to be our main seasoning for our ground turkey burger when we go to brown it. This is just a Ken's Italian chop house seasoning. I really like to use it on a whole lot of stuff because it's got, it also has sea salt in it, but I find that I need to add just a little bit more sodium to this. So I use this, but this seasoning is really delicious. Okay guys, let's put our noodles on and let's get started. Okay YouTube family, now we're getting ready to make the magic happen, as they used to say on the cribs. Anyway, so we're going to put our noodles in the hot water over here. Just want to be sure you can see this hot water pot too. Everything. I can move it back down once I'm done with it. I'm going to use the whole box because sometimes these noodles will rip and tear and stuff as they get cooked, and I'll need an extra one or something, so I just want to make sure that I have enough for the whole meal. So I'm going to go ahead and use the whole box. Now it's time to get this meat together. Alright, so whenever you're cooking turkey burger or turkey sausage, one thing that you definitely have to do is use oil. Okay, so we're going to use a little bit of olive oil in our pan so that our turkey burger is nicely brown, tender and juicy, and not dried out. Now I use an olive oil squirt bottle usually so that I can control it. But what you want to do with this much turkey burger, you want to make sure the bottom of your pan is nicely coated with the olive oil. And don't worry, your food will not be greasy at all. But you have to give it that oil, or else you're going to lose a lot of flavor. And instead of making a good lasagna, you're going to make a sawdust lasagna is what's going to happen here. If you're using an alternative meat like I am, I happen to be using turkey burger. If you're using something like lamb, you can also use a little olive oil. If you're using anything other than beef and pork products, than the traditional way that you would make it. If you're using ground chicken sausage, anything like that, you want to put a little bit of olive oil in your pan because those meats are very lean. I always make it like this because when I was a kid, this is the way I learned how to make it, so this is how I prefer to eat it. Have I made it with beef and pork sausage? Yes, I have. I've made it with beef plenty of times, but when I make it for me and my family at home, I prefer it this way. So anyway, you got your oil heating up here. Almost ready. And once we put the meat in, we're going to go ahead and season it with these seasonings. We're going to wait until the meat gets brown and a little bit done before we add the onions and the peppers because we want those nice and soft and caramelized and transparent. And that's how we do that. It seems like this oil is about ready. We'll go ahead and put it on in because you don't have to wait till it's screaming hot to put this in because this meat has some water in it. It's lean, but it's like a juicy meat, so you get a lot of splashback if the oil is too hot too. And just go ahead and break it on up. And then we're going to throw some seasonings in here. So that those seasonings will toast up and brown up right along with this meat. Okay? When you add it all in, it cools the pot down significantly, so it'll take a minute. Okay, YouTube family, so now our meat has started to, our pan is nice and hot, and we're going to go ahead and season all of this a little bit here. And I would say I'm being generous with this because this is the main seasoning that I'm using for the meat. So I added about 2 tablespoons of that. And I also add about 2 tablespoons of garlic powder too. Quite a bit to both. I don't add any of the sodium, any of the seasonings containing sodium to the sausage because it's already seasoned. Black pepper. Yeah, and that was like maybe half a tablespoon. And smoked paprika. A little bit more Italian seasoning. Mainly for the oils and stuff from it. And a little bit of the Hawaiian red salt. And some cayenne pepper. That's it. We get that stirred up, broke on up here while we browning this here meal. And get these spices nice and integrated here. And we're going to do the same thing with the sausage. We're going to get the spices nice and integrated. And we just go ahead and chop and break that meat on up so we can get it fried up nice and good. Good and nice. And I'm going to go ahead and keep browning this meat to a point where I can add my onions and peppers, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so as you can see, the meat is browning nicely. It's nice and brown. And now we can go ahead and add our vegetables. We're going to add our bell pepper and our onions. All right. And we're going to cook these onions until they just sweat out in here, until they're nice and transparent. And as the meat continues to cook, it will absorb the juice from the bell pepper and from the onions. And the sodium in the meat, the seasonings in the meat, will draw the water out of this, and it'll be a little juicy on the bottom and help also make our sauce more savory. What did I do with my spoon rest? In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and strain our noodles. Okay, guys, our meat is looking nice and done, and our vegetables are looking nice and translucent here, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and add our sauce. Now, some of you guys watching this video may say, why did you use oven ready noodles, yet you still put them in the to the boil? And to that I say, because oven ready noodles, if you don't cook them a little bit, they'll absorb a lot of your sauce and you'll have a dry lasagna. And I'm a saucy type of girl. I like my stuff very saucy. And so that's why I did it like that. I don't boil them all the way al dente. That's why I took them off, strained them, and put cold water on them to stop the cooking process. But I do cook them a little bit because it will cause the noodles, it will cause the lasagna not to be as saucy as I want it. And so I do go ahead and cook them a little bit. Plus, to me, they're easier to work with when they're soft anyways. I don't like laying those planks down in the bottom of the lasagna pan. I know that's one less step, but it's just not my thing. Guys, this lasagna recipe is sure to please. I have converted people who don't even like lasagna to being lasagna lovers, because it's not high in fat, because I use turkey products, turkey burger, turkey sausage, turkey. I'm going to go ahead and add in the cup of ketchup. And you might ask, why did you use a cup of ketchup? Because ketchup has tomato paste and sugar in it, and it gives a nice sweetness that I would have to use two separate products that I can just get in the one thing here. And I go ahead and see my sauce is nice and meaty and thick, and that's how I want it. Now, to uplift the dish, because we do have some nice acid here with the tomatoes. Let me turn it down because it'll pop all over if the fire is too high and the sauce is cool and not heated yet. I'm going to use 1/3 cup of this here lemon juice because it lifts the dish. Now, if you have acid reflux or some sort of gastro condition where you can't have acidic things, then by all means you can certainly omit the lemon juice. But if you don't have any problems with your stomach, I would say definitely add it because it lifts it up. It brightens it. I know the tomatoes are already acid, but I don't know what the lemon juice does, but it brightens it. And I just let this simmer, guys, until I get ready to make my layers, okay? I'm going to go ahead and fry my sausage here. And give this a cut up. And let this simmer until I'm ready to make the layers. I'll be right back. Okay guys, now it's time for us to make our lasagna layers. Let's make this thing happen. So we got our cold water noodles over here. We're going to start lining the bottom of our pan. About this bottom of this pan takes about 4 noodles. So we're going to do them. We're going to line up 4. Oh wait, one step I forgot before that. You have to put a little bit of oil in the bottom of your pan just so that you can scoop your lasagna out good once it's ready. You don't want your noodles to stick and you can't get it out. Kind of like baking. These noodles won't stick though because I cooked them part of the way already anyways. So they have water in the pasta still that will allow them to release. Now we start layering on our meat, cheese, and cheese layers here. Got a nice good old-fashioned ladle here, and we just gonna put it on here. And we're going to do about 3 layers. This will make about 3 layers. I make this all the time. And this amount of ingredients will make about 3 layers. Because we don't, in Italian Soul Sister Kitchen, we don't make skimpy layers here. No, we do not. We put it on good and nice and good. And so we have multiple cheeses here. We have some provolone cheese. And that's just because I like a good cheese pull into my lasagna. I like as you dig into it, I like a good cheese pull. And provolone provides me with that. So you get that kind of pizza effect with it. But of course I use regular, this is Meyer brand Italian shredded cheeses. And it has mozzarella, smoked provolone, Asiago, Parmesan, Romano, and Fontina cheese. All in one. So this cheese is already ready for the game. Suited up. This cheese is suited up. Put me in the game, coach. It's already ready. And I am one of those semi-homemade fans. Back in the day, one of my favorite cooks on TV when I was coming up to watch was Sandra Lee. And she had this show, Semi-Homemade, where she did tablescapes, she made the food, she did all of this on her show. And I just, even to this day, I'm still a huge fan of that show. It doesn't come on anymore, but I just was a big fan. Because why do anything that you don't need to do if you can buy it already done? You know, all of us are busy. We ain't got time to be, I don't grate no cheese. I don't have time to be grating up no cheese and doing all this when I can buy it already done and dress it up. Dress it up a little bit. And it's A-okay. Now we're going to do the next layer. And this pot will hold approximately 3 layers. And we're We're gonna keep it going, folks. Again, come through with that sauce. It's the best part to me. And again, you can just buy the sauce. I do, because by the time I add my vegetables and my herbs anyway, I basically already made my own sauce, especially once I add my herbs, my seasonings, my vegetables, all the stuff I put in it. I basically, you know what I'm saying? So why even do all this craziness? Because most sauces that you're going to make at home anyway, you're going to start out with crushed tomatoes from a can. So it's not like you going to pick some tomatoes out your garden or something and crushing them or stepping on them yourself or whatever they do. I don't know. But why bother when they create perfectly sauces already done? Save yourself some time. I don't know how many mothers watch this show, but watch my channel, but child, I'll take any help I can get. I'll take it where I can get it. I am telling you the truth. Okay, we only got one more layer, guys, and this thing is going to be righty-tighty. One more layer. This is my favorite part, putting pepperoni on everything. It's time for the pepperoni. It's time for the pepperoni. Oh, work it, work it. Oh, you showing my age. All right, let's do the final layer here. I push it down a little bit just because once this gets in the oven, I want it to be together and solid, not all that air in it where it's bubbling from the inside and causing it to falsely rise and the cheese to bubble over onto the floor of my oven. I don't want that. Alright, that's all she wrote for the sauce, folks. Try to get it all in there because these noodles will still absorb some of this here sauce. They will. They will. Let's get that out the way really quickly. And we're gonna get our provolone for our nice little cheese pool. My daughter is crazy about lasagna. Sometimes I make it for you on holidays and stuff. And I asked my daughter, Jasmine, what all do you want on your plate, honey? She is just like lasagna. She won't even have nothing else. I mean, you don't want no turkey, no stuffing, you don't want no mac and cheese, lasagna. She'd be like, don't even ask me nothing else. Just put lasagna and lasagna only and give me something to drink and I'm ready to go. like, I'm good, Mom. Man, this girl, she won't let you give her nothing else. I love the beautiful look of parsley. And it is really pretty, but it also has a health benefit of being a diuretic too. So it just really counteracts the seasoning that you have in here, any sodium effects, because it doesn't let you hold on to water, and sodium does. So you put your little fresh parsley and stuff, and you can keep your figure and your legs and everything nice and slim and nice and trim, because it'll make you tinkle. And now we finally get to the purpose of my sausage here. And I do this when I don't have leftover meatballs or something. If I made meatball subs or what have you, and I don't have any leftover meatballs, so I usually like to put those little dome meatballs on top. But if I don't have that, I will use the sausage. I see I'm eating on this. I'm supposed to have 3 sausages already. As it is, I only got 2. Because I'll be eating them. I just love sweet Italian sausage. That's what this is. I believe this is the Turkey Store brand. Sweet Italian sausage that I just fry up and stick it up in other places. So you know that this meat is different than what's in the sauce. You know you're getting a chunk of this here, because I like texture and stuff too. And then you just put a fine little teeny tiny bit over the top. Just so the top of your lasagna is not looking dry. You go ahead and set your oven at 425. You're going to bake this about 15 minutes. And let it go. I'm sorry, I said 425, I meant 450. Because you're just melting the cheese and baking it through, really. Because it's already hot and the sauce is already done and everything is already cooked on it. You're just basically melting the cheese. Okay? Let me get a tin that I can set this on top of so I can put it in the oven so we don't have a mess in there, because I don't like no mess, you know? Hold on a second, guys. Wait. Okay, guys, so I got it on the cookie sheet here. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the oven, like I said, for about 10-15 minutes. If it was cooled down, it would need at least 20 minutes in the oven, but it's just hot out the pot, so it doesn't need as long as it normally would. And I'm going to keep it in there, and then I'm going to check on it, and once that cheese is melted, I'm going to take it on out, and we're going to give it a taste, guys. See it? See you in a minute. Be right back. Okay, YouTube family, the lasagna is out of the oven, and boy, does that look good, right? See if it's cool enough to get a little piece. I love the ends. I like when the noodles crisp up a little bit like that on the ends and you get that crispy piece. I love that. Hopefully it's not too hot here, where I can't even get it out and stuff. Hopefully not. I don't think it's no until you start and get a first piece out. it's always difficult to get it on up and out of there. As I was mentioning before, guys, there's that cheese pull I was talking about. Remember I told you guys the reason why I put the provolone in there was because I wanted to have a tasty, cheesy pull. Let me grab a fork, because that's what I was talking about. Okay, guys. Let's focus on it a little bit. All right. This is your girl Rachel with her famous lasagna here. And we're gonna get a little piece and see how it goes. And like I said, I like my lasagna to cheese pull like a piece of pizza almost. Let me get a bite on here. Here, why don't you be the first to get some? Why don't you get that there first? Put that up in you. You guys, this meal never disappoints. It's always delicious. And if you try making it this way with the turkey, you won't be disappointed because it's not heavy. You don't feel heavy after you eat it. Just use the turkey burger and the olive oil. It's not a light meal like a salad, but you don't feel heavy after it. I promise you. And ladies, for all of you single ladies out here, make this for somebody who you love. Maybe you're single because you need to step your lasagna game up. I don't know. Don't get mad at me. I'm just saying. Until next time, YouTube family, I love you guys. God be with you. Be blessed. Bye.